hands down, one of the most impressive kicks I've ever seen in my entire life.
Anthony Pettis goes full matrix on the champion.
Happening to me made me kind of sad.
I guarantee he's going to come into that cage and want to do something special to me so he can get back at what I did to him.
Any marks? No, they hit me. Run, cowards.
To put it as easily as possible, I think he's a dick.
Hey, I'm not Hey. This is my 15 minutes, bud. You had yours, remember?
I think that he grew up as the fat kid. He has a chip on his shoulder still where he just kind of dislikes everybody.
What an idiot.
Unbelievable!
If he thinks I'm a dick now, wait till we get in the ring. He's really gonna think I'm a dick.
Clay Guida's got to be the craziest looking fighter to ever fight in the UFC.
I'm going to beat Guida. I need to just get my hands on him.
Another stone cold knockout for Chad Mendes. Guida's looking strong.
I am going to beat Chad Mendes because he's never been in there with an animal like myself.
Oh my God! Swing it! Oh my unbelievable start!
UFC lightweight champion Benson Henderson puts his belt on the line against the last man to defeat him, Anthony Pettis. Former heavyweight champion Frank Mir challenges returning former champ Josh Barnett. And #1 ranked featherweight Chad Mendes takes on relentless warrior Clay Guida. The countdown to UFC 164 starts now.
And I was just a new kid in the WEC. Henderson was the champ. Had to show the world that Anthony Pettis can fight.
Fighting Anthony was just going out there trying to get your hand raised and leaving the WC organization as the last lightweight champ and then getting the title shot for the UFC.
Anthony Pettis and the champion, Smooth Ben Henderson.
First round was pretty intense. He came out strong. He came out with some big takedowns.
Pettis is on his back. Another takedown in the back of his chin.
I remember trying to throw a couple of flashier kicks at him to try and keep him off balance and let him know that I could throw a little bit of flash out there too.
Henderson takes a little page out of Pettis' book right there.
The second round for sure, I felt like I did more of the damage. I felt like I had more of the significant strikes.
Oh, big right hand.
I held his back for most of the third.
Henderson giving up the back to Anthony Pettis, a dangerous place to be.
Let go of his back, with 10 seconds left.
And that's it, he breaks it.
And that was the whole third round.
I do remember in the fourth round having a rear naked choke on Pettis.
Boy, how the tides have turned. Pettis is in a little bit of trouble here. Jeez.
And again, if you see it, this time he's in deep.
Under the chin.
That was like this close from being sunk in there.
Oh, beautiful escape there. Unbelievable back and forth action here in the fourth round.
I actually caught him with a big knee in the fourth round. I found my swagger in there. I found my range. I started landing my punches.
And now it's Anthony Pettis coming forward with a flurry.
He doesn't want this more than you, does he? Come on now.
I do remember going into the fifth round knowing that whoever had the better fifth round was probably going to walk away with the belt.
My mentality going into the fifth round was, this is it. I have 5 minutes to prove that I'm better than this guy.
He respects him, but he wants his belt.
Final minute of the fight, I hear my coach saying, you got to go for it. Go for it. Go for it. I remember, seeing him put his back on the cage and kind of just circling away.
It's a break down the curtain. Oh, my goodness. Did you see that?
He ran off the wall like a ninja.
I just remember it was like, boom. Everything was just quiet.
Completely unexpected, completely out of left field. No one has ever seen anything remotely similar to that before.
New WEC lightweight champion of the world, Anthony Showtime Pettis.
It was a great kick. It'll probably be a highlight reel for a while, huh?
How devastating is it to not be able to get it done in front of the hometown crowd?
It was great to fight in front of the Glendale. They went out there and they earned it. They had to go vote online to go get it. They earned everything they were given.
It was fine. It was good.
I put my heart and soul into this. Me inside that cage is everything. I don't hold anything back. Anytime you give all of yourself, anytime you commit all of yourself to something, to anything, and then you come up short, it hurts you. It hurts you bad.
What better way to put a stamp on your first championship in the guy's hometown, the last WC, moving on to the opportunity to fight for the UFC title?
How do you like that to end the WC?
Pettis was slated to fight the winner of the lightweight title tilt between Frankie Edgar and Gray Maynard. But the fight ended in a draw, and Maynard was granted a rematch. When injuries delayed the rematch, Pettis opted to take a fight with Clay Guida.
Oh, my goodness! There he goes. There's that head kick. Clay's got his back. Oh, he's got him down. Oh, Clay's on the bottom. Pettis on top inside control.
90 seconds.
While Pettis worked his way back up the pecking order, Benson Henderson charged past him, winning 4 consecutive fights.
Now he hits him again. Oh, swinging away.
Culminating in the lightweight title.
And new UFC lightweight champion of the world, Benson.
Henderson beat Edgar again. Then Nate Diaz. And Gilbert Melendez. Pettis, meanwhile, racked up victories over Jeremy Stevens.
Oh! He's got it!
Joe Lozon.
It's all over! Showtime! Oh, my goodness!
And Donald Cerrone.
And he got it again. He's down. He's down. He's down for the finish. That's it. It's over!
To finally earn the UFC title shot that slipped through his hands 3 years ago.
Before I even decided to punch my first bag or, to start a career in mixed martial arts, I wanted to be the best in the world, and now it's here in front of me.
When Dana puts that belt around Anthony, it's going to be that vindication. A lot of situations have happened in his life over the last couple of years. Anthony's grown as a man. It's been an incredible journey, but a painful one.
I lost my dad in a house robbery in 2003. I was 16 years old. He was killed across the street from my house. My mom was the one keeping us together, paying the bills, putting me through school, my brothers through school, paying for Taekwondo.
When Anthony was 19, he began studying MMA and found the father figure he'd been seeking.
Duke's an amazing coach. The group of guys he put together and the way he leads us, I've been to a lot of different gyms and I can't find it anywhere else.
Back out. Good. I'm not afraid to get my hands a little dirty with the guys. That's why I like it. We grind together and we shine together. See how your hands are already back on.
We have this connection that I don't find anywhere else.
In 2011, Anthony became a father himself.
My daughter is she's a handful, man. She's gonna be 2 years old. She's the joy of my life. I mean, I don't know where I'd be without her. I know how it is to not have both parents around, and I don't want to be that missing link in her life.
Wrist locked, and there you go.
It's amazing the love you feel for your child. Having another life that depends on you, I can see why my mom made all these sacrifices. If I could be half the parent she is, then I'm doing a good job.
That's it, busy. I'm seeing this progression as the guy I love, Anthony Pettis, as a man, as a father, as a family person. Like, I'm a little emotional about it because, you know, part of, you know, fighting martial arts, it's just not punching, kicking, submitting, wrestling. Like, we're teaching something beyond, you know, just sport. When he wins that belt, it's just gonna complete this circle of the struggle of Anthony Pettis.
This is it. I mean, this is my one chance at becoming the UFC lightweight champion. This is my time, this is my calling, and the way the cards played out, you know, you couldn't write a better story.
Benson Henderson and Anthony Pettis have a history together.
Oh my goodness! Did you see that? Anthony Pettis goes full matrix on the champion.
Ran off the wall like a ninja.
I haven't watched the fight against Pettis probably not for a little while now. A couple of years, I'd say at least.
Ben Henderson's in a world of trouble.
Yes, history, man. You know, it's 3 years ago. You sit there staring at your past, and the future is going to go flying by.
That tells me they don't want to watch it. He kicked you in the head, dude. You know, your hair went flying off your head. We found the piece of hair on the octagon floor.
That is something out of the Matrix. I can't believe he landed that.
If he goes to UFC events, that kick's like the main highlight of all the highlights in the UFC. So for him to say he doesn't think about it definitely isn't the truth there. I mean, he might not want to think about it, but I guarantee he's going to come into that cage and want to do something special to me so he can get back at what I did to him.
I think the rematch is going to be very different. Benson Henderson is a completely different guy.
Henderson really firing away.
The biggest factor for me is his confidence. Benson Henderson's confidence is riding extremely high right now. He's beaten the best in the UFC so far.
And it makes it even more special that Ben Henderson's the UFC champ right now. He's on top, and I'm, again, working my way up to that. It's motivating. I mean, that's what wakes me up in the morning. That's what makes me train so hard.
He's out, up, back, finish it.
But when I look at my record and I see Pettis as my only loss in the past 3 years, 4 years, I take note of it.
Benson wants to go in there and prove that he's a different fighter. And that first fight was a fluke, and he should have won it.
And we got a really close fight on our hands.
The Showtime kick wasn't a fluke. It's something that doesn't just happen out of nowhere. I mean, I've practiced that kick. I've done it before.
Anthony Pettis believes that he has Benson's number. He wants to keep this fight on the feet and look for that knockout that he was looking for in that first fight.
Quick kick. Push!
Fighting Ben Henderson, you know, he's not one of them guys that you really have to worry about getting knocked out from him. It's going to be tough for him to find my chin.
As far as knockout power, I guess you'd have to give the advantage to Anthony because he has some knockouts, and we haven't had any yet. But, you know, maybe we'll start notching those off, too.
Oh, big right hand!
It's one thing to have power. You got to be able to land it. I do a pretty good job of not getting hit in my fights. I'm going to keep doing that against Pettis, too.
A dominant performance as he defends his title.
Everybody knows Anthony Pettis. I'm a striker. I'm a very creative striker, and you stand up with me long enough, something's going to happen.
His striking is gotten super strong to the point that he can jab someone, cross someone, uppercut, hook. His kicks are really hard. Look at the way he was round kicking in the Henderson fight to the way he's round kicking people now.
Just like that! Showtime by knockout! My goodness!
He's just breaking people. The most dangerous fighter coming into the fight is Anthony Pettis.
There it is. Woo! Perfect.
Nice takedown.
On the ground, I think I definitely have the advantage. I think I'm better in every facet on the ground.
Clay Guida wrestled me, so everybody thinks, all right, to beat Anthony Pettis, you have to wrestle.
Clay Guida was able to take him down and really control him. And I think Pettis learned a lot from that fight.
Can Pettis close out this submission?
In the Guida fight, Anthony wanted to finish the fight so bad from his back.
Oh, he's out! Guida's out of it!
Unbelievable!
Just a tiny little opening he left
Anthony has learned to be pragmatic.
And that happened one time, so, I mean, if that's the game plan, they're going to be surprised on my takedown defense, my ability to get back up, and my submission skills.
Every time fight takes place on the ground, I'll beat him up there. You'll see plenty of ground and pound.
Powerful ground and pound, Joe. Vicious shots to the head.
Why couldn't you take him down in the last fight, though? He attempted it.
The big left just missing from Ben Henderson. And it looks like the champ just cannot figure out this puzzle.
Beautiful job by Pettis getting out of trouble and gets back to where he's most comfortable.
He was forced to stand and strike with him, and we all know who's more dangerous standing.
I feel like I'm the best 155er in the world, and I don't think he's better than me anywhere, and I can beat him in his own game.
Anthony Pettis is not leaving that octagon with my belt. I bust my butt too hard to lose.
UFC 164 is in my hometown. I'm not letting that belt leave Milwaukee. No way. I'm gonna knock this dude out.
Coming up.
Are you not entertained?
I had a lot of people that are on the inside come up to me like, hey, man, you guy's a dick. I hope you smash him.
Maybe he wants me to be a dick.
Another big man, another one down.
I don't know, man. I'm too busy to think about what other people got to say. Their opinions are so very small.
March 2002. Las Vegas, Nevada. Of the 16 men on the card at UFC 36, 9 would eventually wear UFC gold.
Now entering the octagon, please welcome Frank Mir.
I was very new in my career at that time. I was 22 years old. It was my 4th professional fight, only my 2nd fight in the UFC. I was still a prelim fighter. I was fighting Pete Williams.
Let's go! Come on!
It was a great fight. In 46 seconds, I submitted him.
Look for him here on the ground, ladies and gentlemen. He has the ability to do some amazing things for a big man his size.
Look at that, look at that.
Looking for a quickly. He's got him spun. Can he finish him to death? Oh, my! How quick was that? How good was that?
Keep an eye on Frank Mir. He will be moving up in the heavyweight division.
You got to sit back and watch the other superstars watching the title fight, which was Josh Barnett and Randy Couture.
In UFC 36, I was 24 years old. I got a call on 6 weeks' notice, like, hey, you want to fight Randy Couture for the title? I'm like, okay.
Randy Couture is the natural. He is the champion. He defends his belt tonight.
I had never felt so absolutely sure of anything in my entire life.
Let's get it on! Come on!
And here we go!
Immediately right to the takedown, right on top.
Check out the underhooks. Couture gets it down. That's the Greco.
He's controlling me. He's trying to chip some shots in, but I just keep trying to work for my submission games.
Look at that. Tried to switch for D-bar. Couture wide to it.
Look out! Looking for the elbow! Looking for the arm!
Now he started to have to defend more. Instead of just controlling, now he's reacting. Now I'm starting to take over this match. Eventually, it got to the point where he decided, well, I'm going to pass this kid's guard.
It's a big one. Nope, he tried to pass the guard instead.
Look at that guard.
That's when I went for my leg entry.
He's got his back, though.
He reacted, scrambled. I got my reversal, and then I was able to keep that pressure on top and lay into him until Big John stopped the fight.
Barnett trying to steal the belt from around the waist to Randy Couture.
Those are hurting.
Those are putting him down. He's punching him.
30 seconds to Randy Couture.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new champion.
I win the UFC title at 24 years old. My mindset was so set that there could be no other outcome.
How you like that, huh? Let's make some noise.
I get the belt, and it wasn't like, oh my God, I did it. It was like, of course I did it. What else should I have expected?
Number 1 fight in the world, baby. That's how it's done.
At that point in my career, Barnett was the big dog. I didn't even put myself in that same league. Here I was fighting prelims. aspirations to be that good one day, but I had no illusions that I was at that opportunity at that time.
Mir rose quickly, and just 2 years after UFC 36, got a shot at Tim Sylvia's heavyweight title.
18-0 with 17 knockouts. Let's do it! I was probably one of the biggest underdogs in that fight I've ever been.
Takedown. This is where Frank Mir wants to be. This is his spot. Frank does not mind this at all. Oh, he's got an arm. Quick submission. Frank Mir. Stop. The fight is over.
He said it's broken.
Gina said the fight is broken.
I still get brought up to me all the time, and people are like, man, the craziest thing I've ever seen was you break that guy's arm for the title.
Fighting in separate organizations, Mir and Barnett have spent the last 11 years establishing themselves as the most dangerous ground fighting heavyweights in the world.
Kimura to Frank Mir. Can he get the submission? He's got it. It is over. It is unbelievable. Frank Mir just tapped Minotauro Nogueira. Ground and pound from back mount.
Saturday Night Ride.
And now the arm triangle. The side choke can catch wrestling.
He's going to drop that head down lower, flatten out. He's doing a good job of flattening out.
Wrestling 101. Barnett advances to the final with a first round side choke.
The match between Josh Barnett and Frank Mir has been a long time coming. A lot of people have wanted to see it, and you know, now it's coming into reality.
When I found out that Josh signed with the UFC, I saw it on the internet on Tuesday, and I immediately called up to make sure I could get that fight before someone else took it.
I was at the Ultimate Fighter taping first day where they fight to get in the house. I walked right over to Dana White, and I went, it's done. They're like, what? Huh? I go, Frank, fine, done, got it, set it up.
I don't want to retire and be like two guys that were great submission fighters missed each other. No one wants that. I don't want that. The fans don't want that.
Everybody's constantly talking about why they want to see him and I fight. Period. Like, it's just inescapable.
I think it would have been a lot more talked about had he conducted himself properly outside the octagon. I think that kind of actually made it to where it seemed like something that wouldn't occur. To put it as easily as possible, I think he's a dick.
Another big man, another one down.
I don't know why Frank Mir thinks I'm a dick. Frank Mir has a reputation of people disliking him.
Any marks? No, didn't hit me.
When I was in the UFC and Frank first got into it, I remember one of the first things, my memories about Frank Mir was, man, why is that guy always mean bugging me all the time? I don't even know this dude, and he's not even on my radar at this point. Why is he even staring my direction like that?
I've had very few people actually come up to me that have trained in the same gym with him and have really anything nice to say. That's his way. He gets out of bed in the morning. I guess he's that guy that, you know, is angry before he drinks his coffee, I guess. He just kind of has that chip on his shoulder.
Frank doesn't really know me, so I don't really give a what he has to say about me, ever. And that really pretty much goes for almost everyone in the world. If giving a was something that was important, I think I missed that lesson. And if Frank Mir thinks I'm a dick, all the better. If he thinks I'm a dick now, though, where do we get in the ring? He's really gonna think I'm a dick. Growing up as a kid, I would spend a lot of time in downtown Seattle and in Capitol Hill, so I think it gave me some sort of fascination and love with the city. I like to be in the center of things. I like the fact that in downtown I can walk anywhere I need to go. I like the fact that I can always work on my fighting skills, you know, because if people are coming out trying to knife me or mug me or whatever, that's always kind of an added bonus.
So we got hash browns, egg whites, avocado, cilantro, onions.
Bacon.
Bacon. Okay, honey, give me 1 second, okay?
I make my environment my home.
Yeah.
Me hitting the streets of LA and going around Staples Center and eating the places I am, being in the places I am, I feel like this is where I live. This is my place.
So what are you doing for the rest of the day?
Oh, the same. Planning to take over the world.
Yeah.
live life so I can live it as generic as possible. I want things that are different from me, that will challenge me or show me something new so that I can constantly learn. I always had a violent streak. It caused me a lot of trouble early on growing up. And if you're being a jerk to me, then I'm going to react. If you're gonna mess with me, you're gonna try and hurt my feelings, and I'm just gonna go off. I remember at one time in second grade, I had the second grade class teacher separated me from everybody and then had everybody write poems about what a bad person I was. I'm 7 years old. My childhood was not awesome. You know, I got put into crazy anger management program, all this stuff, like just constant oppression to try and suppress my own individuality and my spirit. And through athletics, I managed to find my own identity again, where my own choices, from what I believed, would make the difference, and especially with wrestling. I started with amateur wrestling and then just cobbling whatever I found from wherever I could find it. But at some point, I ended up at Matt Hume's AMC Pancration.
Pressure towards the shoulders, keep him off the kickstand. There you go, there you go.
I found quick and easy success as a wrestler. Taking guys down and submitting them just only seemed like the natural progression.
Of Josh Barnett's 32 career wins, 19 are by submission.
Going for the Kimura, it's over!
Josh Barnett had just beaten Randy Couture for the heavyweight belt.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new champion. And it's over!
From there, he went into pro wrestling in Japan, then started competing in other MMA events, both in Japan and stateside.
Barry is brother. Oh!
Josh joined Pride in 2004 and took on the top fighters in the world.
Yeah, no, sir. Oh! And misses and finds himself on his back.
I fought 8 times in 14 months against all notable, tough dudes. No point to wait around to get out of shape, get distracted, whatever. Just go to the next one. You know, bring the next guy up. I'm good. I'm healthy.
Now he's got it. Going for the Kimura. It's over. Mark Hunt has been submitted.
After Pride dissolved, Josh won 8 consecutive fights in 5 different organizations.
And he did it. Barnett takes down Brett Rogers.
I'm a mercenary. I'm not here to be a part of all these like happy, good, touchy-feeling stuff. I'm here, you pay me, you have someone you need annihilated, he's done. I will take care of it.
Josh Barnett! Wow!
Perhaps now is the best time for me to be back in the UFC. It might be just what the doctor ordered to make their heavyweight division even more memorable.
I fight to entertain the crowd. Are you not entertained?
Barnett trying to steal the belt from around the waist to Randy Couture.
I could take my belt back. I know that. But I don't think so much about the baubles and the trophies and trinkets when it comes to fighting. Beating everybody all the time, everywhere, is my motivation for fighting.
I'm gonna take them down, each one by one, until I'm standing on top with a pile of gold in my hand.
My focus is on that, crushing all my enemies. And then whatever riches are left behind, I take them all. And I get to write the history.
Fighting in the UFC octagon again for Josh Barnett has to be huge for him. It's an opportunity for Josh Barnett to become a champion again in the biggest and best organization in the world.
Josh Barnett!
Josh has a lot of guys on his win column that no one really knows who they are. Kind of a padded record, you know, and that's what you get when you're not fighting in the #1 organization. You kind of have to go drift in the dark zone.
What an idiot. Is it kind of padded or is it padded? Is it kind of in the dark zone or is it actually in the dark zone? Well, I'm kind of padded in the chest area sometimes, but only when I'm on a first date. I think he should be in a padded room.
He's going to not be afraid of the ground game. I've kind of got stuck in this niche now where people are terrified to go to the ground with me.
Frank Mir has earned more wins by submission than any heavyweight in UFC history.
Josh has enough confidence in his ground ability that we'll go to the ground, and he's not going to be afraid to test it there, so I can take advantage and show him that I'm going to catch him.
And there he goes. And it is all over. Beautiful. It is all over. Beautiful jiu-jitsu. Is back.
I'm sure it would be the worst mistake of my entire life. I can think of a lot of drunken nights that have been bigger mistakes than grappling Frank Mir.
Can Frank roll and get on top? Yes, he can. Wow.
One of the biggest differences in our ground game is I'm a little bit more versatile off my back.
Is improving. Look at him working for triangle.
I have more of a dangerous game there. He wants to always kind of be on top, side control, goes for most of his submissions on top.
Barnett working for the trip and gets it right into the mouth.
He is correct in that I fight on top.
Ground and pound from back mount. Saturday Night Ride. And now the triangle, the side choke can catch wrestling.
I'm 250-some pounds. He's 250-some pounds. Why do I want that lummox on me, sweating all over my face and messing up my hair? Why put myself through that, having, you know, Frank Mir's armpits in my face? No, put him on his back, have my armpits, which are well manicured, so he should be happy for that, in his face.
I feel it would be a mistake for Barnett to grapple with Frank Mir. I think Frank Mir has very, very good transitions, and he is going to be able to put Barnett on the tail end, so to speak, of the submission holds. So what I mean by that is Barnett's going to have to stay real defensive and keep having to work out, where Mir is much more of a hunter.
Devastating submissions. No one thinks of Josh Barnett. They think of Frank Mir. He's known as a good ground fighter, but I'm known as a devastating submission artist.
Frank Mir. Oh, God, look at it. He's got it back. It's on his way. Her team is jumping in.
I have an over 80% finishing ratio. I get a hold of stuff, and people sometimes tap early because they're already well aware of that I will tear everything off.
Now he's got it. Going for the Kimura. It's over.
I will pull you apart like a piece of cooked pork until I'm done.
I really hope that he sticks to this and wants to fight on the ground and wants to go submission for submission with me.
He's got Congo's neck, Mike. He's got a guillotine. Check Congo. He's got left. He's out. It's all over. But now Barnett gives him a taste of his own power.
On the feet, I think these guys are pretty much even. For Josh Barnett, he has excellent hands. He's pretty fast for a heavyweight, and he's got knockout power with those hands.
Nice, big, powerful left hook. Right on the front chin. Game, set, match.
It doesn't bug me to beat anybody anyway. You know, I will finish Frank Mir, be it on the ground or on the feet or wherever it ends up. I'm going to win.
Sparing his brother.
Oh, my gosh.
I think he's a good boxer. I think he has an excellent jab and a left hook. His right hand, he tries to fit it in and mark you with it. Really, the only thing that kind of holds him back as a stand-up artist is that he's just not really the greatest athlete in the world.
I'm actually a really good athlete. I could play volleyball right now if you asked me to. I'm a thumb wrestling champion. I've got abilities.
#1 fighter in the world, baby. That's how it's done.
He was an excellent fighter in 2002 when he won the title. But if I showed you a video then and I showed you a video, of his last fight, looks exactly the same. Over a 10-year span, guy hasn't improved.
Josh Barnett submits Nandor Guglielmo.
The funny thing is that I'm so good at what I do, most of the time I don't have to do anything else. People are like, well, you're a leg lock master, and I am. I'm really great at leg locks. Do I have a lot of leg lock victories in the cage? No. Why? Because I just put you on your back and punch you in the face, and you just give me your arm.
Just gave him the triangle. He literally just gave it to him.
And just like Josh Barnett.
We
We all think we're the best, but you really want to know. You know, you got to find out. I want to grab his arm. I want to squeeze his neck. You're only the best once the hand gets raised afterwards. Everything else is just talk, and it's cheap.
Now you'll see Frank Mir. Run, cowards. You can hide behind any fence you want, any ring in the world, but eventually I will find you.
I want the greatest Frank Mir that has ever walked this earth. So that when I completely destroy this guy, he knows the best he could ever be will never beat me.
Coming up.
This fight between Clay Guida and Chad Mendes is a fight between two elite fighters in the 145-pound division.
Wow, look at the speed.
Chad's biggest strength is his athleticism.
It's scrambled.
Clay Guida's a bit all over the place. I'm not quite sure if he even knows what he's doing.
Guida's looking to brawl.
He jumps around in there like a crazy wild monkey.
Oh my God! Swing! Oh my God! Unbelievable start!
To kick off UFC 164, one of the most athletic featherweights in the world will take on one of MMA's greatest characters.
Clay Guida's got to be the craziest looking fighter to ever fight the UFC. He's just a wild man.
Unbelievable start!
Yeah. That's one of the things that has made Guida such a fan favorite, because he never slows down. He never stops.
Guida pushing the pace again.
Chad's the #1 contender. I know he's got a lot of momentum. He's coming off of 3 impressive knockouts.
Huge right hand by Benson. Winner by knockout. Just like that.
He's kind of getting to where I want to be. He's been in the title fight. I've been doing this a long time. I'm ready to get in there and get my chance.
I think this is a great matchup for me. Guida's style is wrestling, and wrestling is my background, and I think I have a lot more power than he does in my punches.
Of Chad Mendes' first 11 wins, 7 were by decision. Then the former All-America college wrestler let his hands go.
All right, gentlemen, now bring it on, come on. McKenzie, 6 inches taller. Nice knee to the body by Mendes. Closing in quickly, Mendes.
Cody had come here and trained with us a little bit before the fight, so we knew the body was one of his weaknesses. I just went for it and nailed him right in the liver, and down he went.
He did, Cody McKenzie. Spend some time. Nicely done, and he rocked him. He's going to finish it right here. And it's all over. Just like that. That's textbook, Joe.
5 months later, Chad loaded up again.
It's Meza in the yellow trunks and Mendes in the red with black.
I just waited for him to come in with that big one, left his chin up, slipped over the top, and put him down.
Another stone-cold knockout for Chad Mendes.
Darren Elkins suffered the same fate.
Mendes and Elkins. And we are underway.
I was able to put him down with a big overhand right and finish the fight in the first round.
Good right hand by Mendes. Darren's hurt. Yeah, he's wobbled a bit here, Joe. And oh, man. And it is all over. Huge right hand by Mendes. Winner by knockout.
Chad Mendes.
3 knockouts in the first round in a row. I'm definitely feeling really confident.
I want that belt, baby. I'm coming for you, Aldo.
One thing that has really helped a lot is having Dwayne Ludwig in here.
I'm feeling great, man, with Dwayne here in my corner, helping us out at Team Alpha Male. To our team is just, I think that was the missing link.
Dwayne Ludwig, owner of the fastest knockout in UFC history.
Really interesting spot. Oh, down he goes. Hand. That is it. Wow.
Took over as head coach at Team Alpha Male late last year.
Jab, shake, step cross. Jab, shake, step cross. Come on. Look, that's it. Does that make sense? Pretty simple. I would describe my personal coaching style as very detailed and analytical and take no to make sure they're doing the proper reps. Because we're doing split seconds and fractions of an inch, and they got to be on point and don't waste my time or their money. Jab, shake, step cross. Boom. And they're moving. Does that make sense? Simple. I'm excited.
We've been doing a lot of stuff that I've never done before. Before Dwayne, we would basically just
spar. That's basically it. We didn't do a whole lot of stand-up technique. With him here, we're training everything tons and tons and tons of times, and it's really getting embedded in our mind.
You guys are throwing a baseball, huh? You're just right? That's what you're doing. Before we're doing that, so touch a little bit, huh? Chuck it, okay? We good, guys? Chad Mendes has definitely improved on his footwork, his timing, and his accuracy. The power has been there, but now he's able to land it because he has the proper footwork and body position. Chad Mendes can knock out Clay Guida 100%.
I've been hit hard. No one's going to knock me out.
I think I have a big advantage against Guida standing up. I hit a lot harder than he does, and I think I'm faster.
Wow, look at the speed.
I am excited to be the first one to knock Guida out.
He hasn't been in there with someone intense that is just going to bring it for 15 minutes.
And this is the type of fight that Clay Guida loves. He likes to get his dirty, sweaty hair in your face. You know, he likes to wear you out, frustrate you.
On his back, on the feet, in a scramble, we're going 3 rounds with an animal.
Clay and Mendes have very similar grappling skills. They both really enjoy the scramble. So if you do get a takedown on them, they both just kind of scramble like crazy.
1 minute remains. Oh! Guida on top now. It's scrambled.
For me, I think it's going to be kind of 2 Tasmanian devils wrestling around.
It seems like most of his losses have come from submission loss, and it's definitely something that we're going to be working on. My submission game's a lot better than his.
He's got a guillotine, Mike. Can he finish it? He can. He's got it. Absolutely. That is locked in. Trying to survive. He's got it. That's it. Beautiful.
We're pretty much on a level playing field as far as grappling skills go.
There he goes. Clay Guida with the triangle.
He definitely uses his short, stocky build to get inside on guys and get under them for his blast double, for his high crotch, his single legs. But I've heard I'm kind of hard to take down in a fight.
The way he moves, the lightness on his feet. He looks for the shot. Stuffed by Guida.
I need to just get my hands on him, whether it's heavy, hard punching, or grab a hold of him and control him with my wrestling.
And another takedown. Again with a quick elbow.
I want to get out there and I want to try and finish Clay.
I am going to beat Chad Mendes because he's never been in there with an animal like myself. He's never seen the tenacity. He's never seen the drive. He's never seen anyone that wants it more than myself.
He gives 100% of himself every time he's in the octagon. Always pushes the pace. Guarantees an exciting fight.
You know, if I do beat Guida, I want that title shot next for sure.
I'm working hard every single day to get that belt. You know, I think it shows, so it's time.
I believe in my training, and I trust and know what I can and can't do, and I know that I can win that belt.